joining us online. We hope that you had a really great week. This summer, we have someone very special joining us at Mighty Kids. Some of you may know her. Her name is Alex. So come join me over here, Alex. This is our friend Alex. So lots of you watching may know her, but some of you may not. So Alex, do you mind if we ask you a couple questions?
Of course.
So we can get to know you better. So, first question, what is your name? How old are you and where are you from?
My name is Alex and I'm 20 years old and I'm from Bucktush.
Awesome. So what do you do during the year when you're not here at Mighty Kids?
When I'm not here in Bucktush, I go to a school in Sussex, like an hour and a half away, and that's where I'm studying to become a pastor someday.
Very cool. Okay, here's a very important question.
Okay.
If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
I think I would be a giraffe.
Wow,
because you're very tall and you can see all the things at once.
That's true, that's good. Okay, last question. What are you looking forward to the most this summer?
I think I'm looking forward to learning a lot of new things because we've never ever had a summer like this. So it's going to be a really good opportunity to learn and be creative and figure out new ways that we can do Mighty Kids, but just not in person.
That's true. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Alex.
No problem.
So you guys are going to be seeing lots more of Alex in our weekly videos. All right, kids, now is the time to get up. We're going to dance and worship God.
You are above every other. Your love amazes me. You created every beautiful color for everyone to see. I want the world to know, I want my life to show just what your love has done for me. In your love I'm free, in your love I'm forgiven, forgiven. Your love it makes me sing, your love it gives me a reason to lift my voice, yeah. I lift my voice, yeah. You are the giver of all things good and perfect. I give you all of my praise, God, 'cause only you deserve it. I want the world to know, I want my life to show just what your love has done for me. In your love I'm free, in your love I'm forgiven, forgiven. Your love it makes me sing, your love it gives me a reason to lift my voice, yeah. I lift my voice, yeah. I sing and dance, I clap my hands, I lift my voice, I lift my voice. I sing and dance, I clap my hands, I lift my voice, I lift my voice. In your love I'm free, in your love I'm forgiven, forgiven. Your love it makes me sing, your love it gives me a reason to lift my voice, yeah. I 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 lift my voice, yeah.
Welcome back. This week, we are on week 6 of our parables series. Today, we're talking about the parable of the mustard seed and the yeast. A parable is simply a story that Jesus uses to help us understand God better. But before we talk about our story, let's look at our Bible verse. It's found in the book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 20, and it goes like this. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Have you ever seen a mustard seed? How about yeast? Maybe you've used yeast to make bread before. Today, Alex is going to give us some information about mustard seed and yeast. So check it out.
So here I have 600 mustard seeds and probably millions of little bits of yeast. Now, even though these are really small, they're super important. So yeast is used to take a little clump of dough and make it into a big loaf of bread. Without yeast, bread wouldn't be bread. It would kind of just be like a rock. So just like a little bit of yeast can make a big difference in dough, mustard seeds, if I hold just one, you can't even see it. A mustard seed, when you let it grow, can turn into a big tree just like this. All you need is a little seed, the right kind of soil, and some water, and something tiny, tiny, tiny can turn into something big. Today, Pastor Mariah is going to teach us about how you can take a little bit of faith and do big things.
Thanks, Alex. Now that we've learned about mustard seeds and yeast, we can talk about our story. Have you ever felt frustrated that you couldn't do something because you're a kid? Maybe you wanted to go somewhere, but you weren't allowed to go without adult supervision. You can't drive yet, you can't have a job to earn adult money, and maybe you can't even ride your favorite roller coaster because you're not tall enough. Today's parables are just for you. Jesus tells us about two things, about a mustard seed and yeast, and how having a little bit of faith can make a really big impact on the world. Our story today is found in the book of Matthew, the same book as our Bible verse. It's found in Matthew 13, chapters 31 to 33, and it goes like this. The kingdom of heaven is like a grain of mustard seed that a man took and sowed in his field. It is the smallest of all seeds, but when it has grown, it is larger than all the garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and make nests in its branches. He told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like leaven. Leaven is yeast, that a woman took and hid in 3 measures of flour, till it was all leavened. As Alex explained, something small can turn into something really big. Kids can do incredible things. Did you know that Phil Farnsworth was only 15 years old when he created his design for the television? George Neeson was only 16 when he invented the trampoline. Louis Braille was only 15 when he started the system of Braille so that blind people could read books. What did all these inventors have in common? Faith. They had faith in themselves, and they took a small idea that turned into something big and changed the world. Jesus' parable shows us that we don't have to be grown up to make a difference in the world. Something small, something like a mustard seed, can grow into something big. This parable shows us that even a little faith in a little person can make a huge change in the world. God doesn't expect us to do it all by ourselves. With our faith and God's power, God can do miracles. Ask God to give you a mustard seed of faith. That is your challenge this week. What can you do with a little bit of faith? Maybe you have an idea and you've been nervous to share it with someone. Or maybe you want to share God's love with someone, but you're scared. God's power can give you the little bit of faith that you need to change the world. So that is your challenge this week. Before we end, let's bow our heads, close our eyes, and pray. Dear God, thank you for today. Thank you for the amazing opportunity to be here with Mighty Kids Online. I pray that you would help us take our little seed of faith and grow it into something big. I pray that you would keep us safe, help us to be kind, and help us to be brave. In your name, amen. Before we go, don't forget that in the adult service that's starting in a couple minutes, we have a Find It challenge for kids. Today, it's going to be this: a loaf of bread, because we talked about yeast in our story. They will be hidden all throughout the service. Count them. At 11:30, get your parents to send me a message on Facebook with your guess. If you get the right number, your name will be put into a draw. And this week, we're doing a double prize since no one won last week. So check out the adult service and count all the loaves of bread you can find. Good luck. Thanks for joining us for Mighty Kids Online. We hope that you enjoyed today's service. Don't forget that there is no Wednesday challenge this week because we handed out summer fun buckets to all the kids who attend Mighty Kids this week. So enjoy your week, and we will see you on Wednesday when we announce next week's Wacky Wednesday Challenge. Have a great week. Bye.